Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, before the sun rises over your circumstances, before the weight of the world presses upon your shoulders, there is a sacred moment, an open doorway between heaven and earth. It is in that moment that you decide how your day will unfold, not by the noise of the world, but by the stillness of your spirit. Too often, we wake up rushing into battle without armor, stepping into storms without shelter, and trying to conquer chaos without peace. But hear me, before you start your day, you must command your morning. This is the hour to align your heart with divine purpose, to silence every anxious thought, and to speak peace into the atmosphere. You are not waking up to survive another day, you are rising to reign over it. The words you release in prayer set the tone of your destiny. When you declare strength, weakness must flee. When you call forth peace, confusion loses its grip. So as you open your eyes, don't just reach for your phone, reach for the throne. Lift your voice before the Creator of all things. Invite light to drive out darkness, wisdom to guide your steps, and favor to go before you. The morning is not a time to complain, it's a time to command. Speak life, speak order, speak calm into the chaos. For when you begin your day in prayer, you don't just face the world, you frame it. Command your morning before the world commands you. Each new day arrives like a blank canvas, waiting for you to decide what will be written upon it. The moment your eyes open, you stand at the threshold between possibility and distraction, between purpose and pressure. Most people wake up and immediately surrender to the demands of life, messages, worries, responsibilities, the noise of the world. But if you do not take authority over your morning, the world will dictate how you think, feel, and move. The morning is your divine opportunity to reset, to align, to take charge of your inner atmosphere before stepping into the outer one. Commanding your morning means taking responsibility for the spiritual climate of your day. It is not about control in the sense of force, but about establishing dominion through clarity and intention. You have been given the power to decree, to speak life, and to set in motion the direction your day will take. Every word released from your mouth carries creative force. It builds, it frames, it defines. When you wake and immediately declare peace, gratitude, and strength, you are setting boundaries for your mind and heart. You are saying to anxiety, "You will not rule me today." You are saying to fear, "You have no authority over this day." You are saying to the universe, "I walk in alignment with divine order." Before your feet touch the ground, pause and breathe in the awareness that life has been gifted to you once more. This moment is sacred. The morning hours carry an energy of renewal, an open portal for clarity and creativity. The stillness before the world awakens is not emptiness, it is opportunity. Use it to commune with the divine, to speak declarations of purpose, to align your intentions with higher wisdom. Don't rush past that silence. In that quiet, strength is born. Peace begins to form like morning dew on the grass, soft yet powerful, subtle yet sustaining. Commanding your morning requires discipline. It means you choose to speak before the world speaks to you. Instead of letting the news, social media, or other people's chaos set your emotional temperature, you take charge. You rise with a declaration that today will serve your divine purpose. You decide that you will walk in calm, respond in wisdom, and move with grace. You choose to shape your reality through prayer, affirmation, and awareness. The morning is not meant to be survived. It is meant to be commanded. This act of command transforms you from a reactor into a creator. You no longer chase peace, you cultivate it. You don't wait for strength, you declare it. You begin to understand that the world does not hand you the tone of your day, you hand it to the world. Every sunrise becomes a sacred meeting between heaven's potential and your willingness to receive it. So when you rise, rise with intention. Command your morning before the world commands you. Align your spirit with divine order to release peace and strength. Every morning is an invitation to bring your inner world into harmony with the rhythm of heaven. When your spirit is aligned, chaos loses its grip, confusion fades, and peace becomes your natural state of being. To align your spirit is to position your heart, mind, and words under the authority of divine truth. It means allowing your thoughts to flow with purpose, your emotions to be anchored in faith, and your actions to reflect wisdom. Alignment is not accidental. It is intentional. It begins the moment you choose to quiet your mind, to pause before the noise of the day rushes in, and to reconnect with the source that renews your strength. There is a spiritual order to life, a divine flow that carries balance, clarity, and calm. When you wake and immediately align yourself with that flow through prayer, meditation, or declaration, you create stability within your soul. You are not meant to be tossed by every emotion or circumstance. You are designed to move in rhythm with divine guidance. Peace and strength are not things you must chase. They are already within you, waiting to be released when your spirit comes into alignment with truth. You cannot find peace in the world if your inner world is out of order. The world may shift, but divine order remains unshakable. When you align your spirit, you begin to sense the difference between striving and flowing. Striving comes from fear. It exhausts, it drains, it fragments. Flowing comes from trust. It restores, it empowers, it unites. Alignment allows you to move through your day without being consumed by external pressures. You begin to respond instead of react, to speak with calm instead of chaos, and to see with faith instead of fear. It is through this alignment that strength becomes more than just endurance. It becomes a calm, steady power that sustains you in every challenge. To align with divine order is to bring your will into agreement with something greater than yourself. It is surrender, but not weakness. It is choosing to be guided rather than driven. When your spirit is aligned, your words carry authority, your thoughts become clear, and your presence radiates peace. Even when storms rise around you, there is a stillness within that cannot be shaken. You understand that peace is not the absence of trouble. It is the presence of divine order in the midst of it. Each morning, alignment is your first act of preparation. Before you engage with people, tasks, or challenges, you align your inner compass. You declare, "My spirit is at peace. My heart is steadfast. My mind is renewed." You invite divine wisdom to lead your steps and divine strength to sustain your path. Through alignment, you release resistance and make room for grace to flow. Peace becomes your foundation and strength becomes your expression. Speak life, not fear, into the atmosphere of your day. The words you release in the morning carry tremendous creative power. Every sound you utter, every thought you speak, shapes the vibration of your surroundings and sets the spiritual tone for what is to come. Many people wake up and unconsciously speak negativity over their day, complaining, doubting, anticipating stress before it even arrives. But words are seeds, and whatever you plant in the morning will grow throughout the day. When you choose to speak life, you are not denying reality. You are deciding what kind of reality will manifest. You are claiming dominion over your atmosphere by releasing words that build rather than break, that calm rather than confuse, that bless rather than burden. Speaking life is an act of faith and authority. It is choosing to partner with divine truth rather than the lies of fear. When you open your mouth and declare peace, healing, favor, and strength, you invite heaven to align with your intentions. You shift the frequency of your environment. You create an atmosphere where solutions flow easily, where clarity reigns, and where anxiety cannot linger. Every declaration of life is a shield against fear, because fear thrives in silence and negative speech, but it loses power when confronted with words of light. The human voice carries energy that shapes the unseen. When you speak fear, you empower it. When you speak life, you awaken hope, courage, and possibility. The moment you rise, speak to your day as a creator speaks to creation. Tell your mind to be still, your heart to be strong, your path to be clear. Say, "Today I will walk in peace. I will attract goodness. I will remain steadfast." The more you speak these truths, the more your subconscious begins to agree with them. What you continually declare becomes what you naturally manifest. Speaking life is not about empty positivity. It is about conscious alignment. It means you understand the authority embedded in your words. You stop rehearsing fear and start releasing faith. You stop describing problems and start declaring promises. Every sentence you speak carries either permission or resistance. You can either give fear permission to rule your emotions or give peace the authority to reign. You decide with every word. The atmosphere around you listens and responds to the vibration of your voice. When you speak gratitude, the day unfolds in grace. When you speak courage, strength begins to rise within you. When you speak blessing, doors open in unseen places. It is not magic, it is spiritual law. Life responds to the tone you set. That is why it is essential to be intentional about what you say before the demands of the day attempt to shape your speech. As the morning breaks, your first words should lift the vibration of your environment. Speak love over your home, clarity over your mind, and victory over your path. Refuse to let fear dictate your narrative. Speak life until it becomes your reality. Prayer is your daily armor against chaos and confusion. Each morning, before the world begins to speak, prayer clothes you in divine protection and prepares your mind and spirit for whatever lies ahead. It is not just a ritual or habit. It is your spiritual defense, your invisible shield against the distractions, negativity, and unseen battles that seek to drain your peace. When you pray, you are not merely speaking into the air, you are fortifying your inner walls, setting divine boundaries around your heart and thoughts, and allowing higher wisdom to guard your path. Prayer wraps your day in purpose and power, making you unshakable when the unexpected comes. Chaos often arrives quietly through the noise of schedules, the rush of demands, and the weight of responsibility. Without spiritual preparation, you can easily find yourself overwhelmed, reactive, and vulnerable to anxiety. But when you begin your day in prayer, you position yourself under divine order before stepping into worldly disorder. Prayer steadies the mind, calms the spirit, and gives direction to your energy. It centers your focus on what truly matters and silences the voices that pull you in 100 directions. It becomes your armor because it reminds you that you are not walking alone, that you are guided, protected, and equipped for every challenge you face. In prayer, strength is not demanded, it is imparted. Peace is not requested, it is received. You become aware of a power greater than yourself working through you. The words you speak in faith create a covering that confusion cannot penetrate. Every declaration, every moment of stillness becomes a layer of protection, reinforcing your resolve and renewing your perspective. You begin to recognize that the chaos outside does not have the right to enter the calm within. Prayer transforms the atmosphere before you even step into it. When you pray, you align your heart with divine timing and divine strategy. You are no longer moved by every disruption because you are anchored in peace. Challenges still come, but they no longer define your response. Fear may knock, but faith answers the door. Through prayer, you rise above confusion, gaining clarity about your next steps and the wisdom to navigate each moment with grace. Prayer guards your thoughts from negativity, filters your emotions through love, and strengthens your spirit with confidence that no external circumstance can shake. This armor of prayer is not heavy. It is light, freeing, and empowering. It does not isolate you from life. It equips you to face it with strength and composure. It sharpens your awareness and keeps your spirit alert to divine instruction. Prayer reminds you of who you are and whose you are, so that when storms arise, you remain rooted in peace. It is through this daily armor that you walk into every situation clothed in calmness, covered in faith, and surrounded by divine protection. Frame your day with faith before circumstances try to define it. Every morning you wake up, life hands you an empty frame, a space waiting to be filled with the power of your belief and the clarity of your intention. Faith is the brush that paints the picture of your day before the world has a chance to add its own colors. When you rise in faith, you take authority over how your day will unfold. You are no longer a passive participant reacting to whatever comes. You become the architect of your inner world. Faith frames your perspective, shapes your attitude, and determines how you interpret every situation you encounter. To frame your day with faith means to speak before doubt speaks, to see beyond what is visible, and to trust that divine goodness is already at work on your behalf. It is setting your expectations higher than your emotions, higher than your circumstances, and higher than your fears. Each thought, each declaration of faith becomes part of the frame through which you view the world. If you wake up and immediately align your focus with what could go wrong, your frame will reflect fear, worry, and limitation. But if you choose to declare, "This is a day of peace, purpose, and strength," your faith sets the tone and gives every moment divine order. Faith does not ignore reality, it redefines it. It tells your heart to rest even when the storm rages. It whispers hope when your mind wants to panic. It reminds you that what surrounds you does not control what is within you. When faith frames your day, the smallest tasks gain meaning, and the greatest challenges lose their power to intimidate. You begin to interpret interruptions as divine redirections, disappointments as preparation, and delays as opportunities for growth. Framing your day with faith begins in the quiet of the morning. Before you let the world speak to you, you let faith speak for you. You declare that no matter what unfolds, you will remain anchored in peace, guided by wisdom, and fueled by purpose. You decide that your energy will not be wasted on worry. Faith becomes your filter. It determines what thoughts are allowed to stay and which must be released. It allows you to walk through uncertainty with confidence because your vision is no longer blurred by fear. Every circumstance that tries to define your day loses its authority when faith sets the frame. You stop reacting emotionally and start responding spiritually. The same situation that could have discouraged you now becomes a platform for growth. Same words that could have wounded you now become powerless to move you. Faith gives structure to your day before the world has a chance to shape it. When you choose to frame your day with faith, you decide in advance that peace will lead you, strength will sustain you, and grace will cover you. So, as you rise to face each new dawn, remember this truth. Your day does not define you, you define your day. You are not at the mercy of chaos, fear, or uncertainty. You are equipped with the power to command your morning, to align your spirit, to speak life, to pray with authority, and to frame your world with unshakable faith. Every sunrise is heaven's reminder that you have been given another opportunity to create, to conquer, and to walk in divine peace. Let your mornings become sacred moments of power, where your words awaken purpose, your faith builds strength, and your spirit stands tall before anything else has a chance to rise against you. Walk boldly into your day, knowing that you are covered, guided, and sustained. You are not waking up to survive, you are waking up to thrive. Speak, pray, align, and believe, for when you command your morning, you set in motion a day that must bow to your faith, your peace, and your divine strength.